yourself. Hear the sound of your own breathing. Maybe it's like ocean wave, or maybe just like a baby whispering, or the sound of the wind. Whatever the sound of your breathing is to you, activate all the senses in your body. Feel the warm temperature in the room. Hear that relaxing music pleasing to your ears. No distraction of any digital device here. And from here, I'm going to place the right hand underneath of your right sit bone. So your right palm is attached to the right sit bone, and left hand I'm going to place on top of the right ear and pull the head down toward the left shoulder. So you're letting that right ear away from that right shoulder. Feel that nice stretch on that right side of your neck. And from here, I'm going to rotate, have your gaze toward the left knee or left hip or left armpit, whichever that gaze is, allowing that further deeper stretch on that right side of your neck. Just 2 more deep breaths here. And slowly centering your neck. Gonna let go of the right hand. Gonna switch. Left hand place under your left sit bone, and right hand on top of your left ear. Just pull the head down here first toward the right shoulder. Feel the space being lengthened on the left side of your neck. I'm gonna shift our gaze. Your gaze can be either toward your right armpit or right knee or right hip. Whatever allows that further extension of that left side. Two more deep breaths here. And slowly centering your neck and let go, release the hand and take a deep breath here. Relax your hand. Beautiful. Now come to a twist. The opposite hand onto the opposite knee and opposite hand behind your tailbone. Just noticing how you breathe when the postures are not comfortable. Training our body to have a smoother breathing when it's not as comfortable as an easy posture. Just 2 more deep breaths here. Knowing that your body is safe. Knowing that you're secure. You're protected. I'm going to switch. Directly have the opposite hand onto the opposite knee and twist to the other side. Still have that focus on your breathing, connecting with that sound of your breathing. shoulders tense up, let your shoulders relax. Let yourself know that you are safe. Beautiful. We're going to center our body here. Take a deep breath in a relaxed cross-leg position. I'm going to stretch our hands forward. So you find your sit bones off the mat, just half an inch maybe, and walk your hands a little bit further. Relax your forehead down. It's okay if your sit bones off the mat. Just take 2 deep breaths here. Finding that lengthening of the upper body. Breathe into that open space on your lower back, upper back. And from here, we're going to walk our hands just all the way toward one side. Noticing the opposite sit bone is lifted. And that's totally natural. Take a deep breath here. Relax your forehead. Relax your shoulders. Just noticing how your body compensates. The right sit bone is lifted if you're leaning toward the left side. Now I'm going to walk all the way to the opposite side. Walking of the fingertips to the opposite side. And once you reach to the maximum, relax your forehead, relax your shoulders. Noticing the opposite sit bone is lifted. Just becoming aware. Becoming mindful of how your body functions. One more deep breath here in our upper back stretch. And slowly let's walk hands toward the center. And let's walk our hands toward the heels. And take a deep breath here. Beautiful. And from here, I'm going to come to a butterfly. So have the heels pointing toward each other, all the toes pointing toward each other. You can either interlace your hands underneath of the toes or grab onto the big toes with your peace finger, whatever that's accessible. Just gaze toward the knees, check the knees, see if they are as low as they can be. And just intentionally lower down the knees. So you're opening up that butterfly of the thighs. So one more deep breath here, lowering down the knees. Open up the hip flexors. I'm going to just flap the right side of the knee. Flap the right knee up and down. Have the right knee up and down. Going to go for 8. Only the one side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath here. Becoming aware how left side is different from right side. And let's only flap the left side now. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. When you have it push down a little bit further. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath here. Maybe lift up the chest. Without looking at the knees, you can either gaze toward your nose or gently close your eyes. We're gonna flap both sides of our wings or the knees. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. Push down a little bit further for 5. Knees going down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're going to bring the heels further away from us. Come to a diamond-shaped legs. Relax your hands onto your laps or your knees. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. And from here, going to just straighten out the legs. Come to an L-shaped sitting. Imagining your spine. If your spine is leaning forward, can you straighten it out? Your spine should be upright here. Imagining that letter L. That's the shape you're making. One more deep breath here in this simple L sit. Shoulders relaxed. I'm going to reach the hands forward. I'm going to bring our upper body forward and bring it back to that L sit. And bring it forward and back to that L sit. Let's go for 8. Forward a little bit more. Bring it back. 7. Bring it back. 6. Bring it back. 5. Bring it back. 4. A little bit further forward. Bring it back. 3. 2. And 1. Bring yourself back to that L sit. Noticing if your spine is upright. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Now going to come to a half fold. We're going to cup our hands just on top of our toes or onto the edge of the feet or onto your shin bone. We'll just allow our body to fold halfway. Imagining your chest is trying to be lowered down to your thighs a little bit more. Just fold halfway, emptying out your belly. Fold a little bit into your thighs, forehead closer to the knees. Feel a lot on the upper back, on the lower back. So 2 more deep breaths here. Fold a little bit in. And slowly lift up your chest. Beautiful. That's our warm-up. Let's come to our tabletop. And from our tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes under, come to our first downward facing of the week, of the day. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Push the weight back, allowing the weight to be heavier on the heels. 1 more deep breath here. Now inhale, gonna lift up the right leg and exhale, big step. Bring that right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted toward the ceiling and exhale, gaze down, relax your hands down. Inhale, right leg lifted and exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted toward the ceiling. And exhale, relax the hands down. Inhale, right leg lifted. And exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, hands down. Gonna do 3 more. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, right foot forward between your hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg lifted. And exhale, relax the right foot down. Take 2 deep breaths here in your downward facing. Being aware how the right side is definitely not feeling the same from the left. One more deep breath here. Inhale, left leg lifted high. Exhale, big step, left foot forward. Inhale, arms lifted. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, left leg lifted. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, arms lifted. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, arms lifted. Exhale, down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, relax the left heel down. Take 2 deep breaths here in your downward facing. Spread the fingers apart a little bit more to elevate the weight from the wrist. Bend the knees, gaze toward the front of the room, and either hop forward or tippy toes forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's root to rise. Sun salutation. Exhale, swan dive down. Push the hips back. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Push the hips forward. And clap our hands here. Give yourself a nice back bend. And slowly swan dive down. Inhale, hands halfway up. Flatten the back. And exhale, forward fold. One more sun salutation here. Inhale, root to rise. Clap our hands, self back bend, and slowly swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, forward fold. And from here, I'm going to separate the heels apart, about hips distance. I'm going to grab onto the opposite side of the elbows. I'm going to bend one knee and gently bend the other knee. Shift the weight from the left to the right. Your shoulders are so relaxed. Your neck muscles are relaxed. 2 more deep breaths here. And slowly straighten out the legs. Gonna bring the hands out to our hips and slowly lift up. Take it slow as you can. Beautiful. And from here, I'm gonna shift the weight to the right side of the body and bring the left heel to push against the right shin bone. Beautiful. Try to open up that left knee toward the side. So you're like opening up the inner thigh here. Beautiful. You're noticing the weight is leaning onto the right side of the body. Inhale, gonna open up the arms, circle up. And exhale, when we circle down, gonna hinge forward. Gonna push that hips back. And circle the hands all the way down. Inhale, circle all the way up. And exhale, when we circle down, hinge forward. Push the hips back. Inhale, circle all the way up. Gaze toward the ceiling. And exhale, circle down. Hinge forward. 3 more circles. Inhale, circle up. And exhale, circling down. Making that protection ring around you. Inhale up. The aura is stronger. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, circling down. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto the hips and slowly lift up. Beautiful. Gonna relax the left heel and shift the weight to the left now. Gonna bring that right heel to push against the left shin bone. So finding that weight, you're shifting toward the left. Beautiful. And inhale, circling up. Exhale, circling down, hinge forward. And inhale, circling all the way up. Lift up the chest. And exhale, relaxing down, circling all the way down. Inhale, circling up. Lengthening the spine. And exhale, down to the floor. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Hands back onto the hips. And slowly lift up. Beautiful. Now our hips a little bit more open up to loosen up the joints. Gonna open up the heels. And from here, I'm gonna point the toes out. So make sure your heels are on the mat. So you have the heels on top of the cushioning. I'm gonna bend the knees. So you're bending the knees out. You feel the inner thighs stretching. And inhale, lift. And exhale, bending the knees. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. From here, I'm gonna stay down. Stay down. Gonna lift up the right heel. Beautiful. Gonna pause our hips. Let's go for 8. Take it slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down that right heel. Let's lift up the left heel. pausing of the hips for 8. Slower. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down the left heel, slowly straighten out the legs. Inhale, arms circling up. And exhale, going to come to eagle arms. So stacking at the elbows. And bring the hands, grab onto the thumbs, and bend the knees. Take 2 deep breaths here. Really feel it at the thigh, inner thighs. And pause our hips. Gentle pause for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten out the legs. Inhale, arms circling up. And exhale, opposite stacking. If your right elbow was underneath, now the left elbow underneath. And grab onto the hands. Beautiful. Bend the knees. And from here, going to lift up the heels. Both heels up. Just breathe. For 2. And 1. I'm going to pause the knees. Knees in and out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels first. Straighten out the legs. And inhale, circling up. And exhale, hands heart center. Bend the knees. I'm going to point the heels in a little bit more, so you feel the toes are out a little bit more. This is our goddess. Take 2 deep breaths here. Just bend the knees enough so you don't feel like that sharp pain in your knees. Once you feel a little bit pain in your knees, can straighten it out, okay? So we don't want to injure our knees. So 1 more deep breath here. Beautiful. Let's lift up the right heel. Take 2 deep breaths here. You really feel at the inner thighs. Although you're not moving, but that stretching is still happening. Let's shift the heel, drop the right, lift up the left. 2 deep breaths. Breathe into that strength onto your lower legs. 1 more deep breath here. Drop that left heel. Going to lift up both heels. 2 deep breaths. And slowly drop the heels down. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, bring the hands heart center. Then gently bend the knees. And open up the hands. Elbows in 90 degrees cactus. I'm going to bring both hands toward one direction. 2 more deep breaths here. I'm going to center ourselves and bring both hands pointing toward the opposite direction. 2 more deep breaths. And slowly centering and straighten out the legs, hands onto your hips. Beautiful. And the heels, toes, bring the heels back. Have a sip of water if you need to. Is there anyone feeling it's a little bit painful here? So you might feel sore for the rest of the week here. But whenever you feel sore, just either use hands to massage it, or just do a little bit of hip flexor opening to loosen up the soreness. Okay, let's come to our tabletop position. From here, I'm going to have the right heel kicked up toward the ceiling. I'm going to wrap our left hand around. So you're going to grab onto the right foot with your left hand. Gaze toward the front of the mat. 2 deep breaths here. And gonna let go and shift to the left, the other side. Left heel kicked up and use the right hand grab onto the left foot. One more deep breath here. Stabilizing the hips. Beautiful. Let it go. And from here, I'm going to swing that right heel out. So swing that right heel outside of the mat. I'm going to bring that left toes in line with that right knee. So my right hand, my right knee and left toes are in one line. Beautiful. Going to grab onto the left foot from here with your left hand and gaze up. So your chest is lifted toward the ceiling. 2 more deep breaths here. Gonna let it go and bring yourself back to that tabletop position. I'm gonna swing the left toes outside of the mat. Beautiful. Bring that right toes in line with the left knee, left hand, and grab onto the right foot from here. Gaze up, chest is lifted. Stabilize. 2 more deep breaths here. For women, we tend to have imbalances first in the hips. That's just how we were created. That's where life comes from. And imbalances happening, tensions happening. Just give your body a chance to let go of the tension. And slowly gonna let go. Gonna bring yourself back to tabletop. Swing the right heel out. Left toes in line with the right hand, right knee. Gonna stretch our left arm forward. Left leg in line. Just take 2 deep breaths here. Don't get that lazy leg on the left side. So left toes in line with your left arm. 1 more deep breath here. And from here, going to use our left toes to make circles. Doesn't matter which direction. 3, 2, 1. Opposite circling, small circling for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bring that left hand back. Bring yourself back to tabletop. Swing the left heel out. Right toes pointing out. Right arm reach out. Right leg in line with the right arm. 2 more deep breaths here. Stabilizing happening at the hips first. Then the whole body is stabilized. 1 more deep breath. And let's use our right toe to make circle. Doesn't matter which direction. For 3, 2, 1. Opposite circling for 3, 2, 1. 2 more deep breaths. Being still. Not moving. Just breathing. 1 more deep breath. And relax it down. Come back to that tabletop position. Gonna swing the right heel out again. Our 3rd round. Left toes pointing onto the floor. Right hand onto the floor. Reaching out. And from here, we're going to open up our left arm to the back. 2 more deep breaths here. Chest lifted toward the ceiling. And from here, I'm going to kick that left leg to the opposite side of the left arm. So your left toes pointing totally opposite direction. 1 more deep breath here. Beautiful. We're going to come back to the tabletop position. Swing the left heels out, pointing the right toes out first, reaching the right arm forward. Once you reach forward, we're going to open up the right arm. 2 more deep breaths. Open up the chest as much as you can. 1 more deep breath here. I'm going to kick that right foot away from the right hand. 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. We're going to bring ourselves back to the tabletop. Good job, everyone. Going to lean the hips. Child pose. Relax your forehead. Relax your hips. Hear the sound of your breathing. The sound of the ocean. When it's that stage, we call it Ujjayi breath in yoga. The Ujjayi breath, you're breathing more into the throat, the back of the throat. So 1 more deep breath here in your Ujjayi breath. Beautiful. Slowly gonna lift up our chest. Come back to the tabletop position. Gonna tuck our toes under and lift up, downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here in your downward facing. Gonna come to a stretch pose. So we're going to have the legs open up a little bit wider, as wide as your mat. I'm going to bring the hands a little bit closer to your toes. And from here, I'm going to grab out to the opposite side of the shin bone. Right hand out to the left shin bone and gaze up toward the ceiling from underneath of your armpit. Just 2 more deep breaths here. It's not a comfortable position, but training our body to breathe smoothly under any chaotic situation. I'm going to switch. Right hand back. I'm going to bring the left hand out to the right shin bone and gaze underneath of your right armpit. Just 2 more deep breaths here. Feel the right side of the leg being lengthened. And slowly bring the hand back. Have the legs stay the same. We'll jump our feet outside of the mat about 3 inches. Take 2 deep breaths here. Wide-legged downward facing. Feel the upper back is so relaxed. Beautiful. We're going to come to a moving sequence. We're going to jump our feet all the way closer to each other. bend the knees, and inhale, jump the feet out, and wide leg downward facing. Jump the feet all the way in and have the elbows straighten out, and jump the feet all the way back. Relax the upper back and jump the feet all the way in, bend the knees and jump the feet out. Relax the upper back. Gonna do 3 more, moving at your own pace. Feet jump in, bend the knees. When the feet jump out, knees straighten out. You have one last jump. Beautiful. We're gonna jump back to our downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here in your downward dog. On inhale, gonna have the right leg lifted up, and exhale, big step. Bring that right foot forward between your hands. Gonna drop that left knee down here. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, come to your cactus elbows. I'm gonna close up. Have the elbows squeeze in. Take 2 deep breaths here. You're relaxing the upper neck. Your cervical spine is relaxed. If there's any discomfort on your knee, you can cushion up the mat by folding it halfway. So one more